So you want me to start?
I mean, you're the one. You're the one.
Yes,
that,
it was
I'm late for recording, about 15 to 20 minutes, because I had cooked dinner and had done everything sans the dishes. Had gotten everything out of the pot into Tupperware to be thrown into the refrigerator. And Sarah reminded me that there was a mouse sighting in the kitchen last night, which she's terrified of. And there's no talking any sense into a human being when that's their fear. Like, hey, you're a goddamn 1,000 times bigger than them. They're more afraid of you than you're afraid of them. It's like, no. And she said, hey, look, can you help me just get the sink situated? Like, okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Not just the sink, the countertops. I used a bunch of cheese in this soup, and apparently mice love cheese. So do hippos, if you guys remember an old Fun Fact Friday.
No, I did not remember the hippos love cheese.
It was something about like a hippo hippo soup was made by Aborigines or something like that. And I said they lured it into a trap with cheese. Anyway, so I'm late because I was cleaning up my kitchen. Murr, then you paralyzed the poor mouse.
Yes.
And then let it live.
Well. So okay, all right, okay. I didn't finish the story, but all right. So long story short, we live out near the woods. They come inside for the winter. As soon as that cold snaps and it's like below freezing, we're gonna get 2 to 3 field mice in the house, no matter what. Every year, old Halloween candy sitting in the bottom of a trash bag in the laundry room. He chewed through. Wrappers everywhere. Maria's like, all right, I need you to take care of this. I'm like, okay, I'll take care of it. I set up the trap. I put the peanut butter on the trap. I'm like, we're not taking the trash bag out because he obviously knows there's candy in that trash bag. He's going to wait till we sleep. He's going to go back to the source. Lo and behold, I'm right again. Snap. See him in the trap. I'm like, all right, babe, I know you're not going to do any laundry until I take him out and go handle this mouse. Soon as I reach down with a nice Walmart bag, just kind of scoop him and swoop him and throw him. Because I don't like touching these fuckers. I don't reuse my mouse traps like, real men do. And I go to grab him and he goes, and just peers up at me. And at this point, I'm not trying, you know what? I don't even care if I sound like a pussy. I kind of almost faint because I'm like, oh no. Oh, I feel so bad for this guy. I feel for him. I know he's a mouse. I know I intended to kill him in the first place, but it was supposed to be a quick death. Now I got to decide, am I going to...
It's at the hands of a contraption. Now you're forced to stomp on it. You know what I mean? That's... Some people don't give a shit. I don't like killing things. I don't like murdering things like that. But anyway.
I don't mind murdering them, but I don't... Yes, I like to take the pussified way of murdering them, where my hands are unavailable, and I've set up a booby trap that he's gotten caught in, and oopsie!
Sure. It could have been anything. Could have been a raccoon, another human. It just happened to be the mouse,
And so, from the lower back down, again, feet like he's gearing up for some OnlyFans porn just across the fucking pavement in the basement. And you know what? The thing is, he looked rather comfortable. Like I say, he peered up at me, but he didn't like fang me or anything. He was just like, hey, what's going on?
I've kind of gotten used to life as a paraplegic. It's not so bad.
Well, you don't feel anything after down there. So like, he's not really in pain. He's just, incapable of surviving as a mouse. But no, this shit used to happen to me, man. And Kelly would do the same thing. She'd be like, yo, you got to kill it. And I'm like, how am I going to kill it? Other than stomp it.
Right.
We want me to bash it with something? That seems messy.
Yeah.
I think I did bash one against the wall once. And I felt kind of bad about it.
Well, here is my predicament.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Bash it with, what was the tool? Would you have a meat tenderizer or something?
It was in a bag. And like it was tight, and then I was just like pow against the wall, the front of the house. Yeah. This is in Pigtown, and then I threw it away.
A primitive form of meat tenderizing. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't even know if it actually worked. Honestly, I think it was more just show for Kelly.
See,
dead.
That was my other fear, because I have a ball peen hammer, and I was like, should I just bash him in the head with a ball peen hammer?
Oh, Jesus.
And then I was like, well, what if it doesn't work? You're gonna have to hit him again. What if it works too well? You're gonna have to clean up more than just a mouse. You're gonna have to clean up a lot of mouse, if you will. Then I was like, well, if I put him in the bag and I do the bashing thing, How will I know that he's dead? I'll already have to pick up a mouse. So I swept up the mousetrap into a dustpan, and then I was like, oh man, he's still staring at me. What do I do? So this was my solution. I feel terrible about it. I don't know how this works out for everyone, but it is below freezing outside. So I'm like, he'll only suffer for a few hours.
Jesus.
But all the candy that was in that bag that he was ripping into, I made sure I set him face first into some chocolate gold. And I was like, there you go, buddy. Enjoy the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put him face first. Basically, it's like I put a sex addict face first into some pussy and was just like, enjoy. And then I left him in the cold to freeze to death.
Yeah. Presumably,
Yeah,
you-
but I mean, he was paralyzed from the waist down. But I guess that's that's where the analogy slightly differs. Yeah. He needs the mouse needs his top half. The guy needs his bottom half.
yeah.
Oh, man.
The owl that took him didn't need anything.
Yeah.
He took
Yeah,
the trap
true.
and all, you know?
Everything.
He probably started he's nibbling on the trap. Yeah, I had tried a couple times with those ones that just capture them. You know, it's like a dummy front that they never work. And once when I was living with Yanko, God rest his soul, we'd had a mouse, and he got the standard size. I don't you know, what is it, like 3 inches by 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah,
But
something like that.
they set him off a couple times, and it was Yanko says, okay, it's either smart enough to dodge this or it's too big. You know, it's clamping down on him, and he's getting out. And I was like, well, maybe I don't know about that. Like, it's not a rat. Yanko bought Mouse Killer 4000, just the mouse trap times 4, and something that would.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would take your finger off, but
It'll
you're
break
gonna
a-
have
it'll break a hand.
you're gonna have trouble with that digit for about a year if you get that fucker caught in that. And sure enough, he wasn't there, and it went off, and this thing pushed it all across the kitchen floor trying to get out, and then bled out and bled all across the floor. And it was the Schwarzenegger
rat.
of mice. And no, it was not a rat. It was a mouse.
Definitely a rat. Really?
It was a king rat. It was a king mouse. Yeah, he was angry. But I'm telling you, man, like I heard that thing. It was like, bah! It sounded like a Indiana Jones cracking his whip in The Last Crusade. And I mean, if there was a Heart Award for the most, I don't say courageous, but just the mouse with the most heart in the world, that was it. Because he went 12. He pushed that fucker 12 feet, and with his back legs, it worked.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I just threw it in the backyard.
we haven't come very far with the mouse technology.
No, we
No.
haven't. Sticky traps
There's
are
the
just as
sticky
bad.
traps. Yeah, I've seen
They're
those.
just as
I've
bad.
seen the homemade ones that electrify them. That
Oh, I
zap
haven't
'em.
seen this. I've seen the bucket ones, but that's a lot of live mouse handling for my tastes. Well, I guess they can drown, but that's a lot of even fucking just dead mouse carcass handling for my taste.
Yeah.
We fucking strain them out of there. Like how do you know? What's the
Yeah,
method? Do you
I
do you
guess
have
you
a
just-
Do you have a mouse ladle, like for
Yeah,
scooping
right.
mice out of buckets? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
With the like something you like get pasta out with, you know? It
Yeah,
doesn't-
yeah.
You know, it has any
Yeah, you
loose
gotta
ends
keep
get
the
through.
water, obviously.
That's too much work because then I'm going to take him down
Yeah.
to the woods. I'm going to dump him if he's still alive. Dump him. He's going to come right back in the house.
right back, yeah.
Yeah, it's just no.
That's just silly. I
You
don't
know
like
what
that.
gets me about this is when there's a sighting in the house, the woman's initial reaction is not to blame it on you, but you didn't fortify things enough. You know, you didn't like the house is in. This is your doing, and it's like, you know, like, yes, I did not build this house. Weirdly enough, and 2, I did not take the precautions to fortify it to get out. And no matter what you do, they're going to get in. Those little bastards that they're going to outlive us.
This is their job. This is like they're used to like running from birds of prey with laser sights on their fucking heads. This is what they do. They squeeze into small spaces. I actually remember watching one run into the house and just putting my head down in fucking disbelief because I was coming in the house and I just saw this little brown dot just scurrying at the speed of light, like past my feet. And I'm like, fuck. Well,
Damn it.
it's in here now. I guess I'll, at least I know to set traps. I don't have to wait till anything gets eaten through. By the way, I still have electric tape on these headphones that I use because the last mouse that went for more than a day chewed through the cord almost all the way, and I had to fix it. So yeah, fuck those guys. and they deserve to die. They don't deserve to die, but I hate being the one to kill them. And
Yeah.
and you know what? I saw a nice TikTok video of some guy going off about like the roles of men and women, and you know, you're right, Wes. Women have gotten really comfortable with us being the ones handling the dirty work. It's our job until they want equality, and then they don't want to. Then it's like, wow. I mean, in certain things, you like to pick and choose what the chores are. You know, when it becomes uncomfortable.
And God knows I've been secretly hoping for a mouse in the house. That way I can win these quote unquote brownie points that go into whatever bank exists. You know, I've been hoping for a mouse. That way I can get rid of it and show you what a real man I am. Watch me go, ew, I gotta put it in a plastic bag and throw it against the wall. I'm trying to find a good. Oh, here we go. This is a DIY. This guy like hooks it up to a car battery.
Jesus.
I'll get to the real juice here.
Oh,
of course he puts heartwarming music to it.
So this is like the mosquito thing.
Yeah.
God, that's more than a problem. Jesus, this must be a farm or something.
Yeah, well,
Right?
the worst part is this guy probably like farmed these guys. Oh,
And they go
That's
down.
bad.
And,
Fucking idiots.
oh! I thought they were gonna get electrocuted.
These are
oh,
rats.
I thought so too. I want to see it like I want to see it like in the electric chair. Let me see if I can find something better for you.
We're so disappointed.
I thought we were about to just fricassee a whole fucking herd of rats, bro. I was like, holy shit, this is allowed on YouTube? Like,
let me see if this is any better. Anywho, ugh, gotta live through these ads. If you can bear with me.
Oh, I can bear with you. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, yeah.
you got it.
His,
There we go.
his eyes
Oh.
lit up.
Yeah.
looks
So
wild.
you see,
This
he's got the positive and negative.
It's a trap door.
I still feel like it's a trap door. Oh, tail's caught.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it!
Now he's gonna explain it. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Waste people.
That's what your engineering degree
This
got
is what
you.
the dark web's for. Just
Bottom
Yeah.
line is, though, the mousetrap is the most effective, efficient, cost-affordable fucking way to rid yourself of varmints in the house. Because all it is, it's a bunch of coiled up fucking wire just ready to rock at the drop of literally an eyelash on a hair trigger. And it's gotten the job done this long. Piece of balsa wood fucking doing 30 flips in the air while fucking Mickey just decides to lose half his internal organs. That's
Yeah.
the way to go.
And there's always if you're not careful, there's always a risk that you're gonna, you end user error on the first try, you're gonna get whacked.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, it's got a very light J hook to hold it down. Any weight on the other end, pow.
But speaking of dead rats, see this United Healthcare guy?
good segue.
I have never seen the internet so torn 50-50 on how to respond to this and then sway so hard in the darkest direction possible. It's been kind of a treat to watch, if I'm being honest.
I was gonna say it almost felt like 9/11-y, and that seemed I know that's extreme, but I'm gonna say like the country feels united right now. In a weird way, like at first everybody was like, "Oh, that's terrible," and then we kind of learned a little bit more about the CEO of United Healthcare and United Healthcare in general, and everybody was like,
I'm not
Shit
pro murder,
happens.
but I'm not
Yeah.
pro murder, but
Not saying this is the solution to our problems, but I'm not saying it's a bad start.
The thing is, whenever just thinking back, I won't name specific protests, but protests that happen that some people disagree with, it's like, well, it is bringing awareness to the problem. And it's like, yeah, I wish they would have done it differently. Like maybe these statues could have stayed up and some of these statues could have come down. That would be fine. But it does bring up the conversation of maybe we need to, have a different set of relations between certain groups of people in this country. And then with this one, it's like, murder in the middle of the street, New York City with a silencer to a top executive of a major corporation.
Yeah.
Probably not the best thing, but there are a lot of denied claims to people that need life-saving treatments and medications that, it seems like maybe this guy was responsible for murder, isn't it? You know what? He's the mousetrap.
Yep.
This guy was the mousetrap. He set the trap and walked away, and a lot of people died. And this guy was like, "You know what? I'm going to put you in a plastic bag and bash you against the front of the wall."
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you're dead.
Yeah, right in Hilton too. Let's not forget that. Right in Midtown, on like 55th or 56th Street too. What I would say it fascinated me. What I found particularly interesting is he stood out. They didn't identify him, but they said this is what the person was wearing, and there was a number of people who, walked in and out of the building and said, "Yeah, I saw him." And they said he was there for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes, just chilling, hanging out, ready to execute.
I don't think he's wildly concerned about getting caught. It just doesn't, like, some of the security photos that I saw of him. He doesn't seem like he's very remorseful about this.
Yeah.
In fact, he wrote messages on all the bullet casings before he fired the shots. He fired 3, and they said delay, deny, defend. And apparently that is
Sam,
also
he wrote scripture into the bullet casings.
the message bears a similarity to the title of a 2010 book on why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it, called Delay, Deny, Defend. So it's a book that is written about how they will delay, deny, and defend their reasoning for not covering your procedure or your medication. And it's like one of those like mantras that they teach at these retreats where, like, okay guys, listen, a lot of people are going to claim that they need a colonoscopy, but they're only 40 and not 42, and 42 is the age where your colonoscopy will be covered by insurance. So even though a doctor recommends the procedure, you're going to deny, defend, and then deflect away. Like, it's like, oh shit, okay. I bet this guy has a loved one or himself who has been denied, and he's like, I'm going to defend.
There's definitely a corporate role playing day of training on this mantra at United Healthcare.
We were chatting about it at work, and like a few people amongst the conversation were talking about, wild examples of what you just talked about. And the craziest one, the one that stuck with me, was a friend, someone who was talking to a friend of a friend. He had a major heart attack, okay, and then was charged in full because they took him to a hospital that wasn't within this person's coverage, had health care, and the defense was, how the hell am I going to be able to notify the ambulance or, first responders of what hospital to take me to when I'm fucking dying? And they're like, oh, well, sorry, man, $30,000. I guess that's the cost of your life. Yeah, bummer. But I didn't bother, nor would the person have been able to like tell me what it would have cost. I don't know. I've had fractions of that. I have no way of knowing. But that example seemed, again, odd. I'm sure it happens, but sitting there giving you CPR. What hospital are you covered under? I don't know. Nearest one. Don't care.
Did you say Biden International? Got it.
Yeah. The closest one.
Right. The one that saves my life. That's the one I feel like I'm covered under. It's
the one out of your coverage is another 30-minute drive. It's about 50-50, buddy.
Do you want to live with an extra $30,000 of debt? That's decisions that have to be made.
Calculations are the extra 30-minute drive. You got about 25% chance of living. Like, I don't know. I'm already in debt.
These are two of the comments I sent you guys, and I like that they were back to back. One of them's, why didn't they have compassion when my dad was initially approved and then denied life-saving medication? He passed last year from his illness. And then the next one that I just feel like sums up people's mood on this perfectly was, I submitted a claim for my condolences, but it got denied. Thoughts and deductibles to his family. My prayers are unfortunately out of network. Like, that is the fucking tone that people have with this. And when they catch this guy and put him on trial, I feel
martyr.
Yeah, I feel like in front of it, if this many people instantaneously feel this way about the situation, and he gets in front of a jury of his peers, like justice in America doesn't mean you didn't do something. Justice in America was what you did justified. Is it a justifiable act? Now he's obviously going away for murder, but. I mean, will he get out? Will there be a big congressional hearing on how insurance companies operate, what's covered, what's not? Blue Cross Blue Shield just put out a new, because everybody's insurance, by the way, is changing next year if you haven't learned this yet. And Blue Cross Blue Shield now has a new guide on how much anesthesia they're going to cover, and it's based on time. They feel like a kidney transplant should only take 30 minutes. So therefore, they will only cover 30 minutes worth of anesthesia. Over that clock, whatever anesthesia is used past the 30-minute mark, you will be charged in full.
Yeah, I was reading right before we came on, though, that I think they walked that back.
Well, they
a
better be
couple hours.
I bet there's a lot of CEOs maybe making some new decisions along the way.
Yeah, I mean, you're setting yourself up for malpractice suits. You're setting yourself up for lawsuits, no matter how you dice that, because like that's out of your hands, right? You're in la la land, and something goes astray, or the procedure takes an extra 30 minutes.
But there's probably a scumbag consultant that's done the math on this and was like, the likelihood that they die and don't enter into litigation with us, so we don't have to fucking pay them anything, is kind of worth the risk of just letting them wake up mid kidney transplant.
Well, no surgeon's gonna.
It's in life insurance hands. Then it's in the life insurance policy hands.
Then they have a pre-existing condition, so they're definitely not covered.
Well, and see, then you've got either there's going to be surgeons that are going to be like, all right, we're going to try and make this as quick as possible. I don't want this guy to be alive and bled dry in his bank account. Or you're going to have surgeons just go like, fuck this, man. I'm taking my time on this shit. I don't care. Insurance company's probably going to pad my pocket if I go 45 minutes on every one of these. Yeah. It just sets up a bad precedent for people to get into some strange bedfellows, which is where we are across the board in every institution that this country is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the root of the problem is, at least the way I see it, is healthcare is for profit.
Yeah.
Correct. I mean,
it's one of those things that you got to seriously consider, as it probably shouldn't be for the betterment of society. Because that's really the root of all of this. Is like you got people denying shit. You got these guys using AI to deny claims, fucking to keep shareholders happy. Like that's literally the reason. There's no they're not like, man, we gotta operating costs are high. We got to trip. Nope. We just want fucking bigger checks and bigger yachts and bigger houses. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and listen again, and we gotta put away the Republican Democrat stuff. Like, there just needs to be some common sense on some of this. Like United Healthcare, I think made $6 billion last year. I mean,
I think more than that.
But you provide zero service, really. I mean, people. I mean, and especially, I know it's been repealed since then, but like under the Obamacare, like you had to have insurance. You were forced. It was forced upon you. You had to have insurance, and it just seems like if everybody's paying in, the insurance company should break. I'm not saying they should break even, but they shouldn't make billions upon billions of dollars of profit, because essentially you're just giving them money to hold in trust in case you need it. Like, they shouldn't really have all of these. The ability to withhold this money that you've put in. You know what I mean? Like, I've paid insurance now since for the last 25 years, I've paid insurance, and I've had no procedures.
Dude, they're just a middleman. Like, at the end of the day, that's all they are. They're literally just a fucking middleman. They take a cut between us and fucking physicians and pharmacies and fucking like all of that. That's all they do. Like, and then they divvy it all up and make it in network, out of network, all of this shit. It's bullshit. Like, they shouldn't even fucking exist, much less make the amount of money that they fucking make.
I don't mind them existing, but the amount of money.
Insurance for like cars and houses, sure. But insurance for fucking health, man, like everybody should have healthcare. That's just my opinion. Like, period. We already pay more than every other fucking established first world country per fucking healthcare dollar, and we don't get anything back for it. Like, we get shit like this. Like, it's like Murr said, it's a topic that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
In
You've also-
seriousness.
You've also given these middlemen the taste of billions of dollars. So you're talking about reform. You're like, hey guys, look, you're not going to make as much for the betterment of society, and sometimes
That's
there's
not
no
how
rationalizing that to
That's not how
someone.
this shit
who's-
works. That's not how this shit
wait
works.
wait a minute.
It's just, I think where it gets weird though is like if you capped a doctor's salary, right? People would go into elective surgery. You'd have like way too many plastic surgeons out there, because if you said, all right, every doctor in America is going to be capped at, let's make up a number, $500,000 a year, good surgeons, when they could make a few million for like, well, I'm the only guy in the world that knows how to tie this elusive plinthedia artery near the heart, so I'm going to want a little more than that.
Yeah, but that guy gets paid more because he goes and does like specialized surgeries, and he's the only one that can do it.
Yeah, I know, but that's specific life saving, and I guess the point is like if you need that guy to be incentivized by basically endless wealth because he can save all the lives.
I mean, I think that's just where we've grown up in that fucking mindset. No, he doesn't. He should just be doing it because he likes to save lives. Like, that's how these motherfuckers get into medicine. Like, surgeons, I think, are a little bit different. They are fucking more like your general physician who fucking taps you on the knee and sticks a thing in your ear a couple times a year. Like, those guys need to fucking not be incentivized to push pills. Like, those guys need to not be incentivized to fucking run tests that they don't need to run. Like, that's the kind of shit that needs to end. Like, definitely surgeons I think is a different fucking animal because, like you said, they can do shit. Like, the guy who can fucking unsew twins at the fucking head, he gets to have millions of dollars because he can do that. Like, fucking, Johnny Doctor who fucking, cuts you a fucking amoxicillin when you got a little cough. He gets what he gets. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
But how do you...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Like, it's a slippery slope because when you start getting into like supply and demand, obviously these physicians, specialized physicians, are going to want to make money, and then on the opposite end of that, you're trying to taper this for-profit beast that society has created, at least our society. So like, where's the happy medium? Outside of making it all private sector, it's like all this taxpayer dollars goes into healthcare, but there's no networks. There's no, you can go to any physician you want. It's covered under the universal healthcare system or whatever you want to call it. But
socialism.
Yeah. Does that create
that's
more
like
problems
one of those
than
things
it solves?
That's like, I feel, look, whatever you think about different fucking aspects of socialized fucking pieces of government, healthcare just for me just seems like it should be. We already spend the money to support it. Like, all of the data supports that. We actually spend more than enough on our this private health insurance. We could all have health care, but we got to want to do it.
Yeah, no, we do have to want to do it, and I think, and God bless it, the three of us talking about it. Sadly, this guy bleeds out in the streets of New York City, but I think everybody is universally concerned with. Everybody's universally concerned with their health. We do need to take the politicization out of it. I think there should be a nice tier system. I mean, I'm actually totally for a universal basic healthcare. Like, you go to the doctor every year, like at least minimum, and that's just covered. Tax dollars covers that. Like, we should really start to find things that we all agree our tax dollars should be spent on: police, fire, basic medical attention, and
I think we already do agree on those things. We just start arguing about like boys and girls bathrooms, and then we forget about other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we forget about some of the things that we need to be fucking focusing on.
But see, you bring that up, and then there's a lot of people that are concerned that kind of medical treatment that you just mentioned is covered versus somebody's, colonoscopy because there's a lump that the doctor's like, you're inflamed. Well, that's not covered. But wait a second.
But it all should be. Like, that's my point. Like, that's me. Like, I think it all should be. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there are fucking guardrails that need to be in place as you walk through those different fucking levels of care, because they're obviously different and they are varying in expense. But yeah, like, why, if it makes people healthy, whether it's fucking physically or mentally, we should be able to do that for the citizenry of the United States, because
Now,
we
okay.
already fucking pay enough to do it.
Do you draw the line on, say, like a 700-pound diabetic who is doing nothing to better themselves, who's eating themselves to an early grave?
I mean,
See, that's that is
I don't
the,
know.
That is the slippery
It's the
slope.
slippery slope. Yeah,
I think I genuinely believe everybody's insulin should be covered.
yeah.
But I mean, but then beyond that, like if you're not making any steps to improve if you're not making any steps to improve like preventable health problems, then yeah, there does need to be like but see, this is why it gets messy, and this is why we can't fix it, because people bring up very simple yet complicated examples like that, Wes, and then we get like, you can't do that. Why does he get open heart surgery? Why does he get on the list for like a transplant versus this guy who just ran his 14th marathon but has a weak arterial wall, like it complicates things, dude. But I think a lot of the basic, like, okay, again, if a doctor tells you you need a procedure to save your life, you should not be concerned about jumping through hoops to get covered, even things that are supposed to be covered. You shouldn't have to negotiate with the people that are supposed to cover it in the first place. Like, well, like, okay, again, I've used this example 3 times now, but me specifically, I was told I need a colonoscopy. I'm not like, this isn't a voluntary, like, this isn't some like,
I wasn't like, I want to get my pooper looked at.
yeah,
Right.
I wasn't
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
curiosity thing. Like, what's my insides look like? No, this was like a medical doctor saying, like, we need to know what's going on inside of you, and this is the only way. I'm like, fuck. Well, you shouldn't get one for the next 2 years. Okay, I get it, but 2 years is pretty close to the mark of I need it now. Like, well, you're gonna have to pay for that one out of pocket. And 2 years will cover it. Can you wait? She literally asked me on the phone, can you wait 2 years? Like, I don't know. Why don't you talk to the potential cancer in my asshole? See if it'll wait 2 years to get looked at.
Yeah, it's just cancer dormant for 2 years. Cool. I guess I'll pay for the mental health physician that I got to see with the anxiety that builds. So when I can't sleep for a week, wondering if I'm going to live or die in 2 years. Yeah, yeah.
I literally asked her on the phone. I said, "What if I do it now, and then you guys can put a check mark on my system or my account, and I won't. I promise, I won't have it done in 2 years. How about that?" Like, well,
Right.
that's not how it works. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
And all the while, you've already probably paid enough to have it done
20
1,000
times.
times.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we shouldn't have to, like, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah.
This
And
is
so-
we're supposed to be the richest, bestest, strongest country in the world. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, America. Let's at least take care of each other's health.
God, there was a good. Have you ever seen Love and Other Drugs? That's shit. It's
I've heard of this.
I've
Anne
heard of
Hathaway.
this, yeah.
Anne Hathaway, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's where he gets into selling blue pills, Viagra, when it was booming. But the physician he
No.
was like trying to get in, it's Hank Azaria, who he does a lot of voices for The
yeah.
Simpsons.
I know.
He's the physician. He has this great little monologue in there where he talks about, I got into this to help people, and I went to private practice, and 90% of my day is either paperwork, dealing with insurance companies, or some angry motherfucker who read something online and he knows better than I do. And it's just like, I'm not even getting an inkling's worth of the satisfaction that I got early on, which is what I got into being a physician for, to help people, to make people feel better, to make, and having worked in a couple different hospitals, what I can tell you is the most egotistical, fucking brash, punk asshole doctor that you come across. And I came across a number of them, guys that thought their shit did not stink. Literally, they told me to fuck off a number of times. The root of those guys is, and I can tell you, is that they all, at their core, all liked helping people. They all they enjoyed it. They got a satisfaction out of it. That's what made their tickers tick. And to all the fucking hurdles and cones and everything else in the way, just kind of left the salty taste in my mouth. At least for the limited exposure that I got to healthcare.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that thing, you know, even when I worked in radio, I always look back on it fondly, but then I remember all the minutiae and like all the meetings about this and talking about demographics and how are we going to fix. And I do remember some of the days where it was like, this sucks. Every job is like that. But sometimes, I mean, even the job I got now, it's like, can I just do it my way? I know you guys wrote all these procedures, but at the end of the day, there's take this to this place. End of story. That's the job. As long as this is accurate, like, let's not worry about all the in between and how we get it done. Let's just make sure if the final product is perfect, let's just worry about a perfect product. Let's not worry about how the
we
product
live in
becomes
now.
perfect.
It's like everything. The end product actually doesn't matter anymore. It's all about the KPIs. It's all about the checkpoints. It's like, you know what I mean? Is our fucking margin percentage at a certain place? Where's our slip at? Like, there's just fucking random data points that corporate fucking dickheads are like, well, see, look, we're being unsuccessful. It's like that branch grew by fucking 15%. I don't understand how you deem that unsuccessful, but you're stupid. Like, yeah, that's why corporate America fucking sucks.
We'll give them a bell to ring when they're cancer free. We'll give them that.
Bam.
Well, this is why I'm actually excited to see how this whole Doge thing goes with Elon and Vivek, because, I mean, I don't think any of us sitting here can sit here and claim that there's not a lot of inefficiency and a lot of dead weight working in government institutions currently. And there's going to be a day of some of them actually have written into their contracts that if they are let go, that whomever fires them must find them another job. It's like wow, you guys have really been suckling that teeth of the golden goose for a long, long time, haven't you? Because if in the private sector you fuck up, you're done, you know? And then it's like, sorry, well, where am I going to work? I don't know. Good luck. Toodles. What about my severance package? No, you fucked up. You're done. There's no job for you here. Good luck.
We cut the umbilical cord. We severed it.
Yeah. And some of these people are just, did you know that there are mouse wigglers out there? You know what a mouse wiggler is?
Just move mouses.
It is a literal, like, hardware. You plug it into a USB port.
Yeah.
And it literally just turns in awkward directions to shake your mouse. It's not well, I knew there were computer programs that gave you a shaky mouse on the screen. But now there's a physical product that you plug in to electricity, and it's like a hot plate that rotates in strange directions. So, like, your computer doesn't get flagged for inactivity.
Damn, is that newer than fucking software that makes your mouse move around?
Yeah, because the government finally figured out.
You could tell. Yeah,
you could tell if that was a thing. Now, some Fortune 500 company guy, he bought all the known mouse wigglers on the market and wrote a program to map them, and he's now figured out who's using hardwired mouse wigglers to fuck him over. And he's getting rid of them. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, just tie a string to your dog's tail and have something entertaining. Just boop, boop, doot, 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 doot. 12 hours.
Put it in your
go.
pocket, man.
I'm glad I don't work in like that kind of scenario. Because,
Well, again, with you and what you do, a lot of yours, and this is where I envy kind of what you do, is like your pay is at the end of the product, man. Your pay is at when the chicken comes home to roost, Mr. Giannis gets a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they give a shit how you get that chicken to feed, as long as it gets fucking pops an egg out the back and everybody's happy.
Yeah, sometimes they do. But I just tell them fucking figure it out. Right, Wes?
It gets fed by fire. or the potential of fire.
I'm like, my project manager's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Figure it out." Like, it's sold now. Make it make more money than it already has. Thank you.
It's sold, and that's the magic words. It's sold. Make it make money.
I have legitimately like looked at a manager and been like, "Do we not want money? Do we not? I can call him back and just tell him we don't want his money. Do we not want his money?" And they're like, "Fuck, just take his money." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. Just to get people to give us money." And this guy's like, "Here, take this money." Take it.
There's always a gold nugget at the end of the trail. All right, middle class holes, everyone. Murr, Allen, and Foxman. All right, if any of you had the experience of visiting a haunted house this past season, some I don't even know where the hell this is out of, but somewhere some haunted house did something quasi mischievous. I don't know. They didn't call their doctor. They didn't call their primary care physician. It was out of network. I'll tell you. But this week's friend or foe is a doozy.
And yes, it is. We're staying rather dark this December, apparently. This comes out of the happiest place on earth there, Wesley. You butchered all the story, but I'm going to read you a news story, see if you agree or disagree. Friend or foe, the Haunted Mansion shut down after guests disposed of human remains on the ride. It reads as such: in a bizarre and concerning incident at Walt Disney World Resort, the Haunted Mansion ride was temporarily closed and evacuated after a guest reportedly attempted to scatter human ashes during the attraction. The act, which has been confirmed as a recurring issue in theme parks, resulted in significant disruption for guests and an immediate response from park staff. The report, shared by a park guest, describes the selfishness and the selfish act, emphasizing the repercussions for both Disney staff and the remains themselves. So somebody from Disney's HR department wrote this, Jim, and I would like to read it to you. As I write this, Haunted Mansion is down and being evacuated due to someone spreading human ashes on the ride. Aside from the selfishness of this act, your loved one's ashes are going to be vacuumed up into a bucket with mouse droppings and other Dimitri. And detritus? Detritus. And thrown in the garbage. I can't think of a more ignominious end to someone I care for. Plus, if we can identify who did it, there are cameras all throughout the ride. You're probably going to be trespassed from all Disney property. In other words, please don't do this. So, they made a really big deal about somebody dumping some ashes at the Haunted Mansion, I guess, because I don't even like the first sentence here. In a bizarre and concerning incident. Really, is it that bizarre? Because I think we're all trying to figure out a way to sneak some ashes somewhere. Right, Wes? And concerning, am I really concerned about some ashes? I think not. So the friend or foe really comes down to this. If this happens all the time, and we're all at some point in our lives looking to pull this off, is it really a problem if someone dumps some remains on some time-tested, treasured places? So, friend or foe, are you against people dumping ashes in places, even if they're highly visited by multiple people every year? Or foe? No, fuck it. I want to do it myself, and I hope we don't make a giant day of it where everybody's just lungs are choked with ash. But no, I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's okay. Wes?
Well, I got to say, kudos to the HR department for breaking out the thesaurus on this puppy and running it through the rigmarole of trial and error. Demetrius Act, is that what the Detritus? I'm trying to pick up a new...
Detritus.
Detritus.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even know he used that word in there when we were talking about the other word earlier. That's some fucking language right there.
Yeah, that one took me. I had to really read up on that one.
I mean, I mean, if you're gonna kind of Andy Dufresne it, if you're gonna make a false pocket and drop some ashes here and there, it's someone's last wish, and whatever last wish this was, that's fucking weird. I suppose, but yeah, if you're breaking out the old Folgers cup a la Big Lebowski in the middle of the ride and shaking it around like, "Hey, look everyone, this is Papa! He loved this ride." It shakes everyone's brows and their mustaches and face and lips. But I will foe it for the most part, assuming people will use discretion and understand that they're not going to try to make it like a gender reveal party type thing.
Okay, yeah.
What is it? He's dead. There's
Alan?
dead ashes.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys are saying, if you're not chucking the Folgers can in the air, then I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, a little sprinkle. Like, maybe guy really liked Haunted Mansion or something. He wants to just be there forever. Weirdly, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think you got to shut it down. Like, what, you got to shut it down to fucking sweep it up or dirt devil it real quick? Like,
I mean, it didn't sound like it was a sprinkle though. It sounded like
was it like a lot?
It sounded like it was all 300 pounds of pawpaw.
It doesn't really say like how much of it was. And here's the problem I've always had with like today. When we were in high school, especially me and Wes, Alan, you probably got the very front end of like being overly surveilled, if you will. Like there weren't cameras everywhere when we were doing shit. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have the jobs that we have, and we probably wouldn't have the clean records that we have. You get caught doing everything anymore. Some fucking Karen is like, I'm going to film the Haunted Mansion so I don't watch it in 10 years from now. And it's just going to be a file that's got taken up 3 megabytes of fucking... What? Fuck that shit. Somebody caught them doing it and then told on them. And then they shut the ride down. Is this what it takes to clean a ride at Disney, by the way? You got to wait for human remains to end up on it. And again, how many times has this happened and you're not aware of it? And who's it really fucking hurting? And by the way, it's the Haunted fucking Mansion. The entire designation of the ride is like, this is a ghost house. This is where dead bodies go to reside for all eternity. So it's kind of on brand. The only reason I don't like it is because obviously whomever was in the tin can this day was one of these adult Disney fucks who goes there every year with no kids and fucking makes an entire life plan around it.
They probably brought out Goofy to have him smell it. He's like, oh, yep, well, that's Pawpaw. Yep. Oh man. Jesus. That's him. But yeah, I keep referring, Donnie loved the Pacific Ocean. Dumps it all out, and everyone in the carts behind you is now littered with Pawpaw's ashes. That's ridiculous. If that happened, by all means, they should be banned from Disney World or Land or whatever place they were at. You said was it World? Was it Florida?
World, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, Christ. Don't break the jerk rule on this. And we know what the jerk rule is. If you wanted to sprinkle a little here, a little there, but I don't know, if you created some sort of combustible thing in the middle of a goddamn powder pack and it blew up like it was Hiroshima, you're the asshole. You're the jerk. Of course you should be, banned or reprimanded of some sort.
I'm going to go with faux. I'm going to say, like you said, again, it's all in the production value. If you just happen to see somebody like reach in their pocket, pull out like a Ziploc bag, and they're like, bah, 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 bah. Like they're peppering a steak.
Yeah.
Let them fucking go, dude. Even if you get turned in, like, well, did you make it? Watch the cameras. Like, look, they loved your. We have literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars at your facility. This was their final request. I would hope you would honor it. And then Disney's like, pounds their fists, maybe releases a fucking douchey HR press release, and then it's just like, you're fine, just go.
Right.
We had to make a show of it for old Susie Q over here making a big fucking deal.
Alan, they could use the it wasn't me
they could
argument.
It's an ironclad defense.
Yeah,
there were sunflower seeds.
Shaggy told us so.
We have you on camera, sir. Your rebuttal
wasn't me.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was in New York shooting the CEO of a healthcare conglomerate.
Yeah.
That's right. Chris, we did a bit about someone putting a rapper's body in a goddamn club. Remember?
Oh,
We converted them,
For like somebody's birthday party. They're like,
okay. Honestly, I would be more likely to revisit an establishment that had some human dust sprinkled upon it than I would be an establishment that allowed a rapper to be doing the permanent robot up against the fucking wall. That's creepier to me than fucking some ashes. I don't know. Like, again, where are you doing it? Haunted Mansion, like I said, it's the fucking, it's on brand. Let it go.
Yeah. I mean, there's like killing a rat or a mouse is way more creepier than someone's they have wiping some dust. Is this that dirt on your shoulder? No, that's remains. Let me get that off for you. 99 problems. Huh.
You kill a mouse at Disney. That's fucking death penalty right there.
That's
buddy.
a good point. That's fucking Mickey and Minnie come out of the back room, fucking interrogate you. Can you imagine that? Gee, oh
Jesus.
God, was it you? No, I sort of. Oh, it was you. You dumb bastard. Come here. Takes one of his gloves off, hits you. Minnie's like, no. Minnie's cucking in the corner. Not too hard. Not too hard. Okay.
Fucking waterboarding you on fucking Small World. And that, my friends, is your friend or foe. Foe has it. Dump your shit. Just be discreet.
Yeah. But do we need to open up classes on discrete human remain dumping? Or, well, I don't want to say human remains because someone's going to bring a fucking hand or a toe. You want a toe? I can get you a toe. But ashes, we will.
Yes,
Discrete
ashes.
ash dispensary. 101.
What a class.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just get a little. What if you just get a little bullet? Just.
See, that's fine. I have delivered a lot of human remains to addresses and such, and that box is like, it's got some heft to it, man. I mean, I guess it depends on the size of the person. Like my box is going to be a little. It's not going to be as priced as high as like a Shaquille O'Neal box, but it's still not like it's still not that much, man. I mean, you're talking about like a Nike shoe box. That's about all. That's all you get.
Yeah.
And that's what you assume. We have no real way of knowing. We're not, coroners. We
Oh,
don't
I've
know.
seen one.
You've seen a
there's
body
like-
get.
Well, no,
Burned
I've seen the remains of a body that has been burnt. Like I've seen a bag of ashes. That's
Well, I
what
understand
like,
that, but what I'm saying is
legitimate
we don't know if it's the entire the entire remains. Maybe they save some. Maybe they skim a little off the top.
Yeah.
I'm just
Maybe-
saying, even if it was
Maybe
all
it's
of
like an
it-
insurance company. It's like they can only fill a half gallon. Like, well, this is like 3/4. Like, just dump that out. Come on, that's it.
Yeah.
Her, whoever.
Whoever.
I'm just saying, even if it was all of it, I mean, the grand scheme of things, just give it a
By
little
the way, Alan, if you didn't know, Murr has this idea of dumping some of my dad's ashes at Camden Yards. On
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
But by the way, his wish was to be in the Susquehanna River, so I would kind of be.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, you could split it though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
a little everywhere, man. Like just a pinch, just to get a little in the outfield, maybe get some in the dirt if we can.
okay. How do I pitch this, pun intended, to my mom?
I just think you tell her straight up, like,
be like,
hey, I
I'm
want to
gonna
put some
sprinkle a little bit
epoxy
of
on the
dad
field.
Yeah.
Bring some of dad with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I don't think that. I mean,
I don't
is
think
that out?
Yeah.
Is that
Would
out of
she
pocket?
not like it? I don't think that would be. I think that'd be fine.
I
I don't know. You tell me, man. It's your mom. What do you think?
Yeah,
she'd
you're
be
right.
Upset about it?
I think she would just say no, and that would be the end of the discussion.
Oh.
She'd be like, "No, I'm not doing that." And
That's
then
it.
I have to send Dewey and covert. Hey,
We'll
do you know,
we'll
do you know where
start
Dad's
with-
ashes are?
Just
No.
start with Dewey.
Yeah.
Like, will Dewey get it done easier?
No, he's the world's worst criminal of anything and everything. So
It's believable.
he will when I see him day of, he will look like he saw a fucking ghost. He'll be like, no more favors. We're done. This is it.
Dewey's poker face is literally stops at poker.
That's great.
It is useful for nothing else but cards. It is nothing. No other realm of his life is he tricking a lot of folk.
And I could say, hey, like if you're able to locate it, bring a little, and he would just bring it all and say, you do it.
I didn't know how much. I mean, what am I supposed to do? What do you want?
What's a little? What's a little? You didn't tell me what a little was. Pepper shaker's worth.
I don't think. Honestly, I mean, if you just told her like, I mean, you know what? This is what you do. You preemptively go in like it's gonna happen, and you take like a reasonable receptacle to put some of it in, and be like, we're gonna put it in this. We're gonna take it here, and blah 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 blah. Now, see, we have there are several opportunities to have this happen. One, you could get seats right at the fucking wall, and just kind of lean it over and dump like, whoa. Or I do know that I've been on the field during like they had a Father's Day thing, and you could get tickets, and then you go down before the game, and you have a catch on the field.
See, we're not going to get access like that. They made that crystal clear.
Oh no,
But see-
not what's not coming up in January,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah,
just saying
yeah,
like
yeah.
in like June or July, or June when Father's Day is, like there's an opportunity for something like that. The kids run the bases day. I'll be like, hey
Yeah,
William,
just-
guess what? You're running the bases today, buddy.
Or just a random kid.
I mean,
tell their
look,
parents, hey,
This might be a little crass, but we have an opportunity for some content here. He's right. We could go to like the Father's Day game, get on the field, and it's usually like play catch with dad. And we could do like, we could just cut up the film of like, your dad's box throwing a ball to you and you catching it and vice versa.
Right.
And then it's just good wholesome stuff. You know what I mean?
Dad always had a good arm.
It's just a rocket right at you. Yeah, we edit it real nice.
Yeah. See, the way I'm thinking about this is if I'm going to sell my mom on it, I have to tell her that it's already been approved. Like, staff and all the event organizers green lighted it. Like, oh yeah, that's good. It's good. We got it in writing. We got signatures.
And then she sees us get kicked off the field.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like you said, using this haunted mansion thing as an example, if you're not a dick about it, they're not even going to notice it. No one's looking around like, I'm only that guy dumping human remains on the field. What about that guy? Nobody's doing that.
See, the thing of it is, like, I'm thinking about the worst case scenario, where it's like they're only going to give us access to Utah Street. I'm like, all right, we're going to have to play the wind here. We're hoping that the wind will blow it onto the field, and it just blows the opposite direction right into downtown Baltimore. It's, well, Dad always loved Baltimore. he hated that Hilton, but there he goes. Whee! Saturating. All right, Murr. Fun fact us up. I know that there's some very verifiable facts that you're going to spit our way. What do you got?
Well, I know you've got one fact for us, but I've got 4 more.
Okay. I'm gonna have to. Okay, go for it.
He sends me I've got an amazing Christmas fun fact for you. Or do you want to save it?
No, I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay,
I just gotta
all right.
save it for last.
All right, we'll save it for last, but let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG facts brought to you by our good friend, The Cuckster. You can currently find The Cuckster over on Instagram. It's Cuckster4Live. That's Cuckster, the number 4, live on Instagram. Cuckster up to any more fun and exciting adventures in the most depressing IG account of all time.
I don't even know where the Cuckster's at these days, to be honest with you. He didn't post today. I'll have to figure out what his adventures are up to tomorrow. He's got a couple in the chamber though. Sorry. Last one was bed bugs. I know we talked about that. Yeah, found out he didn't even know what a bed bug was. Thought it was mythical.
Jesus Christ.
But what's not mythical is those little red bumps all over his body. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you on a Friday. Did you know an eyelash lives about 150 to 200 days before it falls off?
Eyelash lives
Say
for
eyelash?
days before it falls off?
None of that.
I love
Isn't
when
that what-
Wes is distracted. He just like,
That's what screwed over Ethan Hawke and Gattaca.
It is. It's true.
Yeah.
It's eyelash.
Wait, okay, yeah, I haven't seen Gattaca in I know it's like he swims and he beats his brother who's genetically enhanced. Well, what's the eyelash thing?
So they find an eyelash that they're able to like. So they're able to like.
It's not Jude Law's eyelash. It's actually Ethan Hawke's eyelash. And then
Right.
they're like,
Who's
oh
a-
fuck,
a-
we got
who's
an
an
imposter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
we got
they figure it out.
We got a fucking invalid in here, even though he's like a peak athlete with a fucking small hole in his heart.
We got someone with a bad heart who wants to go to Mars.
Like,
Our insurance companies came in. Can't do that. No way.
He has physically and mentally passed every challenge we've thrown his way, but fuck no, we're not letting him out. He's got a fucking hole in his heart. Kill him.
Yeah. But 150 days, that seems reasonable, right? I mean,
It seems a long time.
Seems like a long time, yeah. Oh, well, that's weird. Weird silence. It did seem unusually long. I don't know. I
Agreed.
feel like I rub my eye a lot. Like an eyelash will just be there. So like,
Yeah, like right there. I got 3 of them just off my
Yeah.
eyebrow. I know that's the
Dude.
brow.
well,
Do you-
yeah, the brow I think is easy.
Yeah, there we go. I got one right there.
Liv Tyler had double eyelashes, which is a genetic defect which ultimately was like part of her health problems. So part of her beauty fucked her over in the end.
Really?
Didn't really
Not
fuck
Liv
her
Tyler.
over. I mean,
Not Liv Tyler. Who the hell did Lindsay Lohan play? Elizabeth Taylor. Sorry, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah.
well, that and AIDS, I think, really did it her in.
Was it AIDS? Really?
Did she have AIDS? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was AIDS and not the eyelashes. Ooh, you got some complications with your AIDS, ma'am. What's that? Super hot eyelashes.
Could have lived a few more years without those puppies.
But man, they're really taking away your T cells with all them.
Wait,
lashes.
did she have AIDS or did she just raise a lot of money for AIDS?
I'm going with had AIDS, but I could be wrong.
I thought she just died because she was drunk.
Said she died of congestive heart failure
From AIDS.
probably from being a drunk, honestly, if we're being honest. But I mean, I guess AIDS could have done it. I think she did a lot for AIDS research though, and like
Trying to
stuff
find
like
a cure for herself. I understand.
Yeah. She could have just asked magic. It's not that fucking hard. It's called money.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
cure. That's the cure.
That's what I can't believe that South Park episode is like 25 years old, but
Yeah.
like like they grind up money and inject
grind
it.
up
That's how
money.
you solve AIDS. Oh
Well,
my
I mean,
God.
now it's basically like it's like not even a thing. You can take
Yeah,
pills and you can take pills and like not even get AIDS. You got, get AIDS.
Oh, I've seen the
You haven't had
commercials. I've seen the commercials with
Yeah.
very, alternate lifestyle human beings walking across my television screen.
Hey, man. Hey, at least they could practice safely. Now, well,
No, apparently
safely.
now they made drugs that are like, super sex orgy Friday night.
Well, I mean, we got Blue Chew. We got might as well, man. The gambit of fucking sex drugs. Let's just get them out there.
The gay sex orgies are latex free. Here we come.
Literally.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. I had something else. I can't remember what it was. But did you know, in order to burn off a supersized Coke, fries, and Big Mac, you would have to walk for 7 hours straight.
Seems like a lot.
7 hours. Is that 3 hours of sex? That orgy. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Show up to your sex party. Those pills add some calories, but
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It takes a few more minutes. I wonder you think it's the soda, or do you think it's that? You think it's those beef patties?
honestly,
the sugar and all the sauces.
I genuinely think the Coke is probably the biggest fucking problem.
Right.
Because like a supersized Coke, that's like a 32-ounce soda, so that's probably like 30 grams of sugar right there.
You could get Sprite. You could go that route.
Well, you could go diet. There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although anytime on a fountain soda, if they have cherry, ooh, your boy's getting it.
I'm telling you right
Facts.
now, if they got the lime on there, get yourself the Diet Coke lime.
Diet Coke lime.
Are those on fucking fountain sodas? these
When
days?
you get the
you can
touch
get
screen?
'em. Yeah, you get the fancy.
Oh, yeah. I mean the anything you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
lovely. Those are
Yeah.
lovely.
If you actually, one of the best ones is you do half Diet Coke lime and half Diet Coke orange. It's like, ooh,
Dang.
there's something.
How
there.
many fake Arnold Palmers did you make till you got that recipe?
Dude, it's always a trial and error. 'Cause of course, still you're also kind of handcuffed to how the syrup is mixing. Like, what do they got it
Okay.
at? They got it a good 2070, 2080. Is it right there? There's a little less. Who knows? You're still playing with fire. A little roulette there. Oh, by the way, with old RFK Jr. coming in, we might finally get back to our childhood with those McDonald's French fries. He's really big on the tallow, man. We might get rid of all this fucking like seed oil bullshit that they've been putting in our fries and our nuggets all this time. We might get back. you know what? We might even get back to fucking fried apple pie, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, if
big,
someone's
that's big.
killing the CEO, that's what it takes.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
It's a carve out a new face on Rushmore.
Dude, look, if they can get the pure beef fat fries back at McDonald's, I haven't had McDonald's in over 2 years. I'll go back straight up for those fucking full fat fries. That's what I want. That's all I need in life. Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Make this great again. Did you know? From one giant redwood or sequoia, it would be possible to build 60 average-sized houses.
What the hell are we waiting for? Knock those puppies down.
Yeah. Let's get it
Plan them
done.
now. Another 1,000 years, we can build 60 more houses.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, they don't. What's the common lumber now?
Pine.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that shit grows fast, man. And it sucks now, dude. I'm glad my house was built in the 70s. Like, I've seen, like, my parents' house, which was built about 10 years ago. Dude, their fucking studs are shit. Now, this is only things that pretentious white people say, like, man, your
Just
studs
say,
are shit. But
Studs are shit.
the studs in my house, dude, they're fucking dense. They're like rock. I mean, it's almost like petrified wood in my house versus theirs.
Is this whole they don't make them like they used to?
Yeah, because back in the day when they pressure treated wood, they actually like literally pressure treated it. Like they had this giant like steel tube they would put all the wood in, and then they would like pressurize it and force all the chemicals and shit that treats the wood into the wood. Now they just spray that shit so it doesn't rot.
Yeah. Derek's a big proponent against the the massive, especially in Delaware, because they're building up so quickly. You know, they're building more homes people can live in, but those massive, like 2,400 square foot, dare I say mansions, but, like $400,000 or $500,000, $400,000 to $500,000 homes in these developments. And he's like, dude, I'm telling you right now, they're good for a couple of years. And then it just they don't fall apart all at once, but they do kind of crumble. They don't make them like they used to. And I mean, I'll take his word for it. To a certain level, he's a homeowner, and he's knowledgeable about stuff like this. But when I listen to someone say something like that, I was like, oh shit, yeah, might be onto something.
Oh,
Is it the spray? Is it the chemicals? Spray? It's the redwoods, redwood pine. Okay.
No, it's the build it fast, build it cheap, make
Yeah.
maximum profit. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back
get
in the
an
day,
old-
they expected people to live in a house for the rest of their lives, and now they expect people like, 5-10 years, and then it becomes affordable housing at the same
that-
price.
Get that electric
Yeah.
fireplace.
It's the exact
There you
same
go.
price.
Did you know new parents will lose 400 to 750 hours of sleep in their baby's first year?
Dang.
Yes, they will.
How much
That's the-
sleep do you get in a year? Is that and that's mom and dad combined?
It says parents.
Yeah,
but,
it's probably just a generic like.
So it's a third of your day. How many hours in a year?
Well, all I know is that the first year this is why I don't even sleep now. I mean, he's 10 years old. Like, we were probably sleeping 4 interrupted hours, like a night, because that's just how it goes, man. They want them titties. I mean, she got less than I did, but like, yeah, dude, it's a constant. I remember he was colicky, and I would get home from work and just be like, all right, buddy, we're both going to take a nap. And like, he would sleep for 20 minutes and I'm like, motherfucker. And then he would be up for 20 minutes and then back down for 20 minutes, up for 20, down for 20. And adults don't sleep like that. So when you're up, and then you just fucking squirrely eye. I remember one time she came home from work because she called me during lunch, and I was just, apparently I was in such a mode that she was worried. She was concerned.
It's a death murder. Yeah, I seen it. Worked with a couple people who just you could just see it in their eyes. Individuals who were, I won't say pep in their step every day, but were used to a solid 8 hours, and then took 2-3 weeks off and then come back to work, and they just that morning huddle. They just whatever. I got nothing.
Yeah, it's a tough road to hoe, man. Tough
And
road to
Jason, your turn. Like, no, I'm good. Fuck you.
hoe. Good. I'm here. That's all you're getting out of it.
God, the third, two, say 400 to 500 hours, 8,760 hours in a year. So 1/3 of that is sleeping. So you're talking about 20 to about 2,200 hours ish. And then, oof.
It's a lot. It's tough, dude.
And what you're saying, it's not just the amount of sleep. It's the jaded, like the non-consecutive.
The pattern.
Like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not Kramer here doing what, 20 minutes every 2 hours or 3 hours?
Yeah, like
Have you
in the
tried
middle of
that
the night,
episode?
when the lights are off and the sun is down, you might get 2 uninterrupted hours, and then there's going to be a 30 to 60 minute stretch where you're just fucking doing this, like, come on, buddy, come on. Oh, he's out. Meh, fuck me, goddamn. Yeah, and you just do it again for a while. But that, my friends, is almost your friend or foe, because Wes has one more for you.
Almost your Fun Fact Friday. That's okay. You need more sleep.
I do.
All right. So, did you know Aunt Betty from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, played by Mae Questrell, was the voiceover actress for Betty Boop, Olive Oil, and Casper the Friendly Ghost in her day.
Oh wow. She
That's kinda cool.
From the looks of her, she looks like she was actually like Betty Boop was like modeled after her face.
I could see that. Yeah.
We got
Did the
a picture?
voiceover work for it? Of that day, yeah. Hold on.
What a little whore. Betty Boop was a slut.
It's hussy, I think is what they called
That
them
hussy. Yeah, there she is.
back
Look at
then.
that.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Double
I mean,
lashes
that's
going on.
literally fucking like creepy. But yeah. Back then,
Play ball.
it's probably the cat's pajamas or whatever they said.
Grace died 30 years ago. You hear that? You hear that little ticking sound? Sounds like a little ticking. You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerine plant.
That is such a good movie, dude. What is the last good Christmas movie? Modern Christmas movie.
Is it Elf?
Yeah,
That's a
probably.
good one. Christmas with the Cranks isn't bad. I was watching that earlier. I mean, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation it's definitely in the upper echelon of Christmas films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people like Four Christmases that with Vince Vaughn, and I mean it's got its moments. But you're talking about great. The last one that I could think of is, like I said, Elf.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good.
And
That's
that
the
was
last
what,
like
2010,
classic.
2009?
That's like that's the last one to become like a classic now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
In the
I-
Roto.
I've
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
told
yeah.
this story before. For whatever reason, I never watched It's a Wonderful Life until I was probably in my 20s. And we ended up having to watch it for a film class. And that movie, that's a good goddamn movie.
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
about- Talk about, like, standing up to the test of fucking time.
Redemption. Makes you feel good. Makes you realize what you have, aside from what you don't have. Just give all your money away at the end.
Yeah.
And who's
We'll
the,
make it work.
Who's the chick in that? She's hot.
That's your fun fact.
No,
Friday.
it keeps your attention, man. It keeps your attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you got? And you got a name?
Oh, no, I didn't look it up.
I'm just mad I can't think of it.
It's a
for
Wonderful
what-
Life, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I keep wanting to say. I think it's Donna something. I went.
Yeah, Donna Reed.
Donna Reed. There it is.
Yeah.
Donna Reed.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Tonight on Before You Go, Christmas may have come early for a few of you, and Mr. Murr is on this list, and he's whether or not he's been naughty or nice, he's grabbing a bucket of this. The McRib is back, or at least
Nice.
to certain McDonald's in a town may or may not be near you, but they're also selling canisters of the McRib sauce. They come in like three pound things. Like if you're at a Jimmy John's and you like the hot peppers or the pickles or the mustard.
I'll thank you to call it a James Jonathan's. We don't call them Jimmy John's anymore. They're James Jonathan's.
half-gallon
Continue.
jugs of the tangy sandwich sauce that folks can use whenever they wish, and they even dress it up in the Christmas pattern with the old. I don't know what type of font this is. Man, I mean this stuff it's flying off the racks. What the hell are you gonna do? Are you gonna ditch some of the condiment section and put these bad boys up there
Well,
with the
this
price
is,
tag on it?
people will scoff at this, but the McRib is one of the greatest selling sandwiches of all time because of its flavor. It's not because it's like people enjoy the McRib. I never understand people who are like, "Oh, is that store-bought sauce? You didn't make it at home." No, because I fuck up all the sauce I make at home. I've made one good sauce and never been able to recreate it. So why wouldn't you? If this is something that a multi-billion-dollar corporation concocted in some laboratory because they knew like 75% of the entire United States of America was going to love it, why wouldn't you buy it and use it at your discretion? It just makes sense. Dewey told me a great story about, again, God rest his soul, Mr. Michael Yanko, entering into a chili competition and decided that he was only going to use canned chili for his homemade chili, and he won third place.
Yeah, he ended up beating a guy who grows his own peppers, who's really salty about it. Yeah, Mike. He also used Oscar Mayer hot dogs and canned chili.
It's phenomenal.
Store-bought nacho sauce. Yeah,
Because this comes back to like enough people. At one time, this was a homemade concoction, and someone said, "Man, this stuff's so good, we should can it and sell it to the masses." So anybody that says store-bought like spaghetti sauce, chili, all this stuff is horrible, you're wrong. Because at one time, it was the award-winning. It was the staple. It was the pinnacle that you tried to either recreate or surpass in quality. So don't hate on store-bought shit.
yeah. So you get it at www.wholelotofmcribsauce.com, $19.99.
Love
while
it.
supplies last.
Whole lot of McRib sauce.
Yeah.
This is fucking great.
I mean, I gotta share. I mean, I do want to share this with you because this is a bad sweater written all over it. I mean, look at that.
Oh yeah, David. Oh, look at that, man. Look,
Oh,
I
that's
gotta.
good.
I tip my hat to today's media marketers out there. These guys in their 20s and early 30s who are doing this. Like again, the Nutter Butter fucking TikTok page is the most insane thing you've ever brought your eyes upon, but it's definitely propelled Nutter Butter back to the forefront. Oh, look at this. No, play it. Turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
perfect commercial. Well done, everybody.
that's good
They
stuff.
they took the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer animation style. They put the McRib to it. It hits you right in the nostalgia, right in the fucking American cockles. That's what you want. Perfect.
Cockles.
Yeah. Is that a stocking stuffer, you think?
I think for the right person in your life, absolutely.
It's, 'cause hey, they open everything and they're pleased. Like, hey, did you check your stocking? What? Is there more? Oh, you betcha.
A
That's
lot
right.
more. A whole lot more.
There's nothing else in that stocking. You could barely fit that fucker in there. And the stocking's ripped, but that's okay. Oh, all right. Alan, tell all the McRib juice lovers where you can find the middle class holes.
Yeah, fucking just go to www.mcdonalds.com. No, what was that shit called? It's fucking
Whole lot of McRib sauce.
Whole lot of McRibsauce.com. I'm not, you don't even got to check our social medias. Just go buy that. Fucking, But if you want to check us out, we're at MDL Class Holes on Instagram and Twitter. I still don't call it X because I never will. Fucking, and we're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and all the other shits. And for your listening pleasures, check us out Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. That's it for me. Yeah.
There was one interesting listener comment. It had to do with you guys explaining the FA Cup. And hold on a second.
Somebody had some shit to say.
Well, they kind of said that's not exactly why it's. Damn it! I'm gonna have to go. Basically, like that. That's not the reason why it's profitable for the small clubs.
Well, they're wrong, but okay.
I could have done my due diligence and been a good broadcast journalist. Here it is. That's not where the benefit is. The huge win for these clubs is that they get 50% of the gate receipts. So
Yeah,
if you
I
draw a
said
big
that.
club, they get a huge payout. I did say that these bits are tapered by the amount of time that they can be produced. And it
I'm
was talked
also
about.
99.9% sure I said something about gate receipts.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you might. No, I think
Shut
the one.
up, listener.
The
No,
one
go ahead.
example you used that might have skewed it is you were talking about a team that had a tragedy happen at their place,
Yes.
and that team gave 100% of the gate receipts to the lower tier team because
Yeah.
as a charity. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's semantics.
Yeah, I mean, I said, hey, I'm pretty sure that was mentioned throughout the podcast. You should listen to the whole thing. But,
Yeah,
you know,
fucking idiot.
we only have 30 to 60 seconds to make these bits happen. So, all right, well, we got CEOs dying. We got rib sauce back. We got
Getting murdered, not
yeah.
just die.
Yeah. This is what I was going to ask. Now,
Your big distinction.
I want to recap this. Does this change things? Do companies now like similar companies like, well, shit, if we're getting murdered,
I think so. I
Maybe.
think it immediately changes like some very like very low hanging fruit kind of like things. I think if you are calling your insurance company over the next 2 months, you're going to be greeted much differently than you would yesterday. And then at the beginning of the year, after this all, the news cycle, the 24 hours flushes its way through, and people forget about this. It'll go right back to what it was. And then when the trial comes around, yeah, you might find a friendly face at your local insurance policy hotline department, and then maybe, hopefully, look, I'm hoping that this administration they really seem to be like, let's shake things up a bit. I'm hoping. All I can do is hope that I think this will cause a change. I legitimately do.
if it's a public trial where people are petitioning outside, do the middle class holes go
Yes.
and pay a visit?
Yes,
Men
you guys
on the
definitely
inside.
go. You guys definitely show.
Just us, yeah.
Rock the glass cameras that I've been talking about buying for a long time. Just randomly ask someone their opinion, and they give a deep, heartfelt, introspective opinion about their feelings and thoughts on the trial. And then Alan asks, like, would you be open to being pegged?
Yep. Just busted just right to the point. You know what I mean? No pussyfooting around.
Are pegging injuries covered under Blue Cross Blue Shield Gold?
Do you need a pre-auth for a torn rectum from a pegging injury? Do you need a pre-auth? It's an emergency. You could bleed out. Depends how big the peg was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know about do you know anything about gerbil extractions?
Look, my sexual adventures are a pre-existing condition, by the way.
Is a gerbil cage covered after extraction, or do I need a specialist's recommendation?
Do they have AI gerbils now? Are you familiar with that? These little bastards, you just give them directions and they get in there, right to the heart of the circle. All right, we have derailed. We'll catch y'all next week.
Yeah.